oh boy, do I owe you guys an apology. Sorry it's taken so long. Happy Thanksgiving, first and foremost. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning in the Midwest here. The ironic part of this whole thing is that first video I made about the vitamin D is about the same time in the morning, or maybe even sooner. I think I got up about 3 in the morning and I made that video. That was made during insomniatic times. This one, coincidentally, I was up at 3 in the morning, but it was only because I went to bed super early last night. And I went to bed super early last night because I was feeling like garbage last night. But that was because I didn't get sleep the night before, was at work at 5 in the morning and worked till 5 last night. And then for some reason, I started just like, you probably heard my voice again. I got this little cold thing going on. But I swear, 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago, I was pretty much fine. So, but I'm okay. It's just early. It's end of November. It's Thanksgiving, and I got like this post-nasal drip thing going on. So I'm sorry. I won't be doing the coughing and sniffling the whole thing. I swear. All right, so I guess I'll jump in. I got my mic sensitivity turned way up because it's 5 in the morning and people are sleeping on the other side of this room. So I want to be quiet. I don't know if I introduced my dog Murphy before. I've only made 2 videos in like a couple months. So this is my dog Murphy. He's about 8 years old now, I think, 7, something like that. So vitamin D, I'm good. Everything that I said held true. Consistency, well, not consistency. Well, yeah, just keep taking the vitamin D till the end and you'll get better. As long as you were just low on vitamin D, you'll get better. I've seen, read, heard everything about the D3 versus D2. I thought the exact same thing. I honestly, between us, I didn't like my doctor. This was the first time I had seen that doctor, and I needed to get help. And so she was just like, here, vitamin D, and I trusted her. So, I'm not the one to speak on to debate whether you should be taking D2 or D3 when you're that deficient. From what I think I understand, if memory serves right, the D2 does something about how it slowly releases and you build back up more slowly, which is better or something. But here's what I will say. And again, I don't know if this is true, so just look it up for yourself. I don't know. A lot of people tell me, scrap that D2, just take the D3. I thought about it, but I got a prescription. I'm just going to do the prescription. Because I also saw a ton of people. Like, that is a very normal prescription. Those 50,000 IUs a week for 12 weeks, that's very normal. So since that 12-week thing wrapped up, I believe that was like very end of July or like first week of August, right around there. Since then, I definitely have been maintaining my vitamin D with D3. I do take that pretty much daily. I've learned that we live in the Midwest and you need to get your vitamin D3 through the sun. You don't really get a whole lot of it through food at all. Maybe in some fish and some other things, but walnuts I think has it, or cashews I want to say. Nonetheless, you really need to get it through the sun, and I've now learned the importance of taking it when you live in the Midwest or anywhere for that matter where you don't get a whole lot of sun. So how much do I take? It varies, and you do you, but I don't take the same amount every day. I kind of take it based upon really how much sunlight I know I'm getting. And if I know I'm going to be cooped up indoors like this time of year, like Thanksgiving today, it's freezing cold now here in the Midwest, and it's Thanksgiving, gonna be around a ton of people, and I got 5 kids, so that this time of year the illnesses run rampant, and of course I was really hoping I'd be on making this video sounding great. I'm sorry, I really do feel pretty good. It's really just my voice and my glands, but I took 10,000 IUs this morning. I don't do that every day. That was since August. I think this is only the second time I've taken 10,000 IUs. I just really want to get my guard up to protect against anything that's coming or anything I might already have and not make it worse. I really do think I've learned that vitamin D, or that almost every cell in your body has a vitamin D receptor, and when your vitamin D isn't up, that's like a protecting guard. That's like, the guards of the castle leaving or turning a blind eye or falling asleep on the job and letting the bad guys in. And then once they get in, now you're spending all your time getting them back out. I want to make sure that my guards stay awake and stay there and armed. So, if I'm like when it's been warmer out and I'm working outside and I'm in the sun and everything, I won't even take it that day. There's no need. You get so much sun or so much D3 from this, or vitamin D from the sun if you're really out in it for a while. So, yeah, I won't take it if I'm in the sun a lot. Um, I just kind of go with what I think my body needs based off of sunlight. That's really truly it. And if I'm going to be cooped up indoors, I work I work in tech and I work at an office job, so I'm indoors quite a lot. So I do factor that in as well. So, anyways, I'm still taking the K2 with that. Every time I take the D3, I take one of the K2s, and I take zinc, and I take magnesium. It all helps. And I've talked about this in the other videos, but one thing I want to mention, how I live? I just realized this like a minute ago. You know how I treat myself as far as like the supplements and food that goes into my body? Watch Dr. Berg on YouTube. He talks a lot about the stuff my wife has been telling me for a long time. Excuse me. And a lot of credit to my wife. But he does a good job explaining the whys and the hows and then going into more details. I'm a very analytical person and I need that information. I need to learn it for myself, and the whys. And Dr. Berg does a really good job on all that. And so I've really applied, I was learning a lot about the things he teaches. And then somebody mentioned him to me a few months ago and I was like, oh, and of course I went down the rabbit hole watching everything that guy has, and it's great. He is so right on everything. So if for somehow you're watching this and you haven't heard of Dr. Berg on YouTube, go watch Dr. Berg on YouTube. I'm not even going to sit here and talk about everything that I do because he does that. So I don't do everything that he says because that'd be ridiculous, but I've leaned on him for a lot of things for information. So the D3, magnesium, K2, staples in my supplements. Dietary wise, I try to stay as close to nature as possible while still enjoying my life. I'll have the cupcakes now and then. I'll have the dish of ice cream now and then. But for the most part, I'm eating real food. I'm very mindful of all like the preservatives, and I'm a millennial, so we hear all about the stuff that's been in our food that messed up our endocrine systems and all that over the past however many years. And those people weren't wrong. The people that say that, I heard somebody recently say like how Subway, in the 90s, eat fresh, and here we are, ooh, fresh veggies and meats on home fresh baked bread. Try that again. And then we come to find out like they're pulling ingredients out of their food all the time. Like, why do you need to pull ingredients out of your food if it's fresh? So I've just been really mindful of what I'm putting into my body. I try to stick to no preservatives, none of the extra added crap. I'm not 100% on that. Not even technically close. I would say maybe 80 on average. 85% of the time I eat very clean and healthy. That 15%, Friday nights are usually my splurge. I'll have the pizza and things like that, whatever. Yeah, I'll have a Friday night dinner. Now, I'm not going out and eating McDonald's. I'm not eating burritos. When I say splurge, I mean like, well, there's nothing wrong with burritos. I should have said that. What I mean is like, I don't know. I'll eat the burger with the bun and have a Coke Zero that big. I'll have, 3 slices of frozen pizza, which I know is terrible for you. Dr. Berg would say, no, sir. But I found that kind of helps me keep my sanity. And no, I wasn't losing my sanity. I'm a human being, all right? As simple as that. Fitness. This is the segue into that part. I'm able to offset a lot of that with fitness. I do believe that. If I'm going to eat the 3 slices of frozen pizza and a cupcake on a Friday night, Saturday mornings, I'm usually going out and running 3 miles. 3 miles is my new normal. I guess this is all going to come together here. The fitness, the vitamin D, the supplementation, and the food, boy, oh boy, do they all go hand in hand together. I've always had that Marine man mentality of like, I can overcome anything with just sheer willpower. There's some truth to that. But man, why not just make your life a hell of a lot easier and um, fuel the vehicle, fuel this meat vehicle properly, and it will treat you right. My insomnia is like gone. I know I'm making this video. Did I already say this? It's like 4 in the morning here. I'm looking over there all the time because I got a screen, and so a lot of my visuals are over there. Um, but my insomnia is fixed. All of those symptoms I had with vitamin D gone. They went away slowly. That rib thing, I was doing this before in my heart. It was like everything went from the back towards the heart, and then like did that. Like it just came into like a centered dot almost, like that rib pain and everything. That's why I was really freaked out about my heart. But I really did have heart pain. All my organs were in pain with that vitamin D. But then that rib thing, the bone pain, it kind of isolated down here by my heart. And then it just, one day you wake up and it's gone. Just like the dizzy spells and the heart palpitations, all of that. Like you just wake up one day and it's gone. But it just slowly happens. So stick with it. The vitamin D, sticking with that and learning, and it really did. It taught me how like the body responds. It takes time, it takes time. And that's with everything with your body. It's got to adjust. It's got to learn like, hey, this is the new normal now. And that's what I've done with my diet, my supplements, and my fitness. So back in like January, when this had reached its crescendo, I mean, I really couldn't stand very long, like 10, 15 minutes. My back was hurting so bad. My ribs, I mean, I'm not going to go into it. You guys already know everything hurts so bad. And once I got on the vitamin D and I started improving, I started just walking little bits and then walking more bits and then eventually jogging. Hikes. I started doing lots of hikes, strengthening up my legs, going out in the woods. I got a lot of woods that are by me, so I go out in the woods. I love, love, love hiking out in like the forest preserves and stuff. So I would do that all the time. And then I got stronger and I got better and I got tired of just hiking for 2 hours and I was like, let's crank this thing up a minute or a bit. So I started jogging, walking and jogging, and then I started jogging and running. So now I mostly just run. Running a mile was very tough. Now it's like 3 miles are my new norm. Running 3 miles for me is like running 1 mile. It's not even that. I used to run, like I could run 3 miles before. Sure, I could. But man, I would be purple. I'd be suffocating. I'd be miserable for like the next 24 to 48 hours. Couldn't get off the couch. Like I could, but it would just suck. Now, man, it's great because my body is properly fueled and I've been treating it right for so long. I feel like a kid again. And I'm almost 40 years old. And for the first time since I was a child, I can go run 3 miles, when I was a kid, I wouldn't go run 3 miles, but I can go play all day and run around like a maniac and do sports and just run hard in all aspects of my life and then crash and then sleep good and then wake up and feel good and then do it again. And then when you get done with the 3 mile run, I can go take a shower, throw on my clothes and have a conversation with somebody and they wouldn't even know I went running. And now I feel good from it. It's amazing. That leads me to my next thing about this vitamin D and the exercise and how it's all part of a bigger picture. Persistence and consistency. Don't stop. Don't stop. You didn't stop the vitamin D after 2 weeks or vitamin D after 6 weeks or 8 weeks. You do it to the end. And then after that, you get to where you want to be, you supplement with it. And that is indicative of my fitness even. I could have just got like, okay, I can walk a mile now, I'm good. No, I wanted to get into a new level of everything. And so I started living in an uncomfortable zone and I made that my new comfort zone. And it's just constantly pushing. I'll do a whole nother, I think I'll probably do a whole nother episode on just my fitness, and what I've done to get to where I am. But the point is consistency. It's consistency and persistency. Don't quit. I feel like I should probably end this now, or I could go on forever. I'm gonna start trying to make a whole lot more videos. This is being filmed on an iPhone 17 Pro Max. I know I'm in the dark. Deal with it. I like it. I'm in the dark talking about vitamin D3. This is my Tim Time. That's how Tim Time got its name. It's just Tim Time. It was in a situation where people wouldn't leave me alone and were driving me crazy, and questions every 2 seconds. And I was like, I need 2 seconds alone. Like, just leave me alone. I just need some Tim Time. That's what Tim Time is. It's just time to be in your thoughts and be left alone. That's how I got this name for the YouTube channel. But all right, I'm gonna make some more content. Hopefully, this whole fall, winter, everything. That's been the goal. I think I'm just gonna talk about life, whatever I want. And if you're interested, tune in. And if you're not, don't. That's the beauty of this. I'm not doing this for subscribers, likes, views. I'm doing it because I like to. I love technology. I love the internet. I love the community that we can build. I love hearing what other people have to say. I love everything. I've had a very interesting life. I have so many stories I could tell. So many stories. I was a father at a young age. I was in the Marine Corps. I got a lot I could tell. So, and I'm very opinionated, but I'm also open-minded. Isn't that what you want in people? I think. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end it here. I am living proof that the vitamin D works. The D2 works. Switch over to the D3. Maintain. Factor in how much sunlight you're getting. Listen to Dr. Berg on YouTube. That guy is brilliant, and he's right about everything he says, and he does a great job of explaining the whys and hows. And you're going to be okay. Exercise. Eat right. Sleep. Go to bed on time. Don't put bad things in your body, and you'll get good results. It's that simple. There are no shortcuts. There you go. There's an episode. There are no shortcuts. Maybe that's the next episode. There are no shortcuts. See, I told you I could talk forever. All right, I'm rambling. I put Murphy to sleep. It's really good to get this out there to you guys. I'm so sorry that it took this long. So much was just kind of out of my control, but I'm glad that I could get this out there now. And I wish you all very, very wonderful Thanksgiving. Let today be your exception. Let today be your exception to your diet. But all right, guys, happy Thanksgiving. Have a great one. Semper Fi. Squeeze it easy. Hoorah.